toxic world of Twitter.
Do you think animals can give consent?
They can indeed.
Twitter is the most miserable place on the planet. It'd be more fun to live in an active war zone than it would be to spend an hour on Twitter.
At the end of all of this, when you're attracted to kids, the next phase from thoughts goes into performing the actual crime.
It's a community of people that just love to hate, and that's all they like to do.
The story of Noah. It's no secret that Twitter is one of the most toxic platforms on the internet. Arguments, fights, cancellations, they happen every single day. But why? Why does this platform have such a big problem with toxicity? Well, what if I told you that Twitter has always been toxic since the very beginning because Twitter was built on betrayal? This is Noah Glass, a guy you probably have never heard of, and that's a shame because he started Twitter. Way back in 2005, Noah ran a podcasting platform called ODO with his friend Evan Williams as CEO. The company was on the verge of shutting down, so they needed an idea. Noah spent a night out drinking with an employee, Jack Dorsey, and that's when they had the idea. Twitter.
Twitter is a social texting service based on the contents of your mind. It works with your cell phone and short code 40404, and it then goes to each and every one of your many, many actionable friends.
People didn't like the idea at first, but Noah pushed on. Soon, Twitter started to gain a huge user base, and Noah even considered breaking away from ODO and making Twitter his own business. And then without warning, Evan made Noah's life flip upside down. Evan pulled Noah to one side and told him he was fired. Everything he had built, from ODO to Twitter, was pulled out from underneath him. Sad, Noah spent a night out with Jack Dorsey and told him what had happened. Jack comforted him, but just a few days later, Jack became the CEO of Twitter. Jack betrayed Noah. Before Noah was fired, Jack met with Evan in secret, and Jack himself demanded that Noah be fired. He even threatened to leave the company if Noah was not removed. Noah described the betrayal in his own words. "I felt betrayed by my friends, by my company, by these people around me I trusted and that I had worked hard to create something with. And I was a little shell-shocked. I was like, wait, what's the value in building these relationships if this is the result?" Jack's reason for this was never explained, so we can only assume that he gave into life's biggest evils: money and power. He was second in command in Twitter, so with Noah gone, he'd have everything, and Noah would have nothing. Noah's story tells us so much about Twitter. The Twitter has had toxic roots from day one. And as you'll see in this next chapter, Twitter's users are no different. Space buns. It's almost become a meme at this point, just how awful Twitter is. Arguments happen over anything and everything, and sometimes people just spark them for no good reason. This is a crazy example. In November of 2020, a Twitter user posted a picture from their game, Animal Crossing. And I want to emphasize that this game focuses on positivity, friendship, and community. This image somehow sparked madness on Twitter, and it's because of the hairstyle. This user was bombarded with angry replies and even threatening ones. "Ma'am, they're not space buns. They're Afro puffs, and they're meant for black girls. Us white girls cannot use them, so I advise you to change them before it's too late." Another user replied with, "Too late? Until what happens?" And they replied, "Till others cancel her and put her name out there." People are threatening to expose this person's personal information over some pixels on a screen. Again, in August of 2022, a YouTuber by the name of Hero High posted a video about some creeps. The story goes that a group of adult Twitter users gathered together to pressure a child because of a tweet she's made. The screenshots show details of how they plan.
I'm not taking the Twitter community. I don't know. You know them niggas on Twitter have no life. You know what they'll do to a man like me if they ever catch wind of what I be saying to little innocent people on I'm finished. I'm gone. That's it. I'll come back the next day, but for that day, I'm finished.
And to ruin her.
I'm tired of all my social media off, turning my phone. I'm going to sleep. Go to sleep.
Life. Their justification for this was that they claimed the child had posted problematic media. These group of grown adults chose to sacrifice a child's safety over something she said over the internet. So why does Twitter's platform continue to stay toxic? The false rumor. Before we continue, I just want to say I can't thank you guys enough. Because of you guys, we got this awesome sponsorship. When I was in school, I to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. In an article posted on It Gear, the author Richard Herbert lists some of the key reasons why Twitter is so toxic. One of these reasons is the spread of false information. Richard writes that fake news spreads at about a 70% higher rate than accurate information. And people seem to respond more to false information because it's designed to upset people. Twitter is a hotspot for false information because the platform allows it to be shared by thousands of people within a matter of minutes, including the strangest story I've ever heard. Welcome to Bodegraven Rewitched, a town in the western Netherlands. It's quiet, peaceful, and pretty. But then, the town was attacked online. In 2020, a man by the name of Joost Nievel started to spread rumors about the town's history. He claimed that in the 80s, the town was haunted by a cult that kidnapped children for their disgusting ceremonies. The stories were false, but that didn't matter. Twitter was flooded with people who genuinely believed it, so they shared the story over and over. Joost gave the names of several Bodegraven residents who he claimed were part of the cult, and people harassed those residents without mercy. Phone calls, letters, and death threats wouldn't stop. Joost was
Yo, that's the one thing I hate is like the Apple ringing shit. That should be making my heart skip a couple beats, cause you know back in school when you had to had to wake up and then
was forced to remove his fake tweets, but it was too late. The rumors became so real that people were traveling to the town to lay flowers in remembrance, but also leave threatening messages for the relatives of the deceased children. The town became so desperate to stop this hate that they took Twitter to court to have them remove the horrible rumors from the platform. It just goes to show how easily false information spreads on Twitter. But these aren't the only things that make Twitter toxic. Minecraft Twitter. If you don't know what a stan is, here's a brief explanation. Stan is the combination of stalker and fan. It's when someone's online life revolves around a certain public figure or character. They obsess over this person constantly and sometimes even worship their idols. And stans are mostly children. Welcome to Minecraft Twitter. This community is one of the most obsessed groups of people on the internet.
There's entire pages dedicated to just keeping track of what Minecraft YouTubers are listening to on Spotify at all hours of the day.
And while they worship these people so much, they can turn against them too. And that became clear when they went after Tommy Innit, one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers on the platform. In 2021, he was attacked by the Minecraft community for two ridiculous reasons. First, Tommy posted a tweet making a joke about another content creator, jschlat. For those of you who don't know him, jschlat is a controversial creator within the Minecraft community. You either love him or hate him. The stans reacted badly to this one tweet from Tommy, taking it so far as creating a hashtag TommyNeg, which stands for Tommy Negative, in order to spread hate across Twitter.
And I just saw loads of people making really negative tweets about Tommy Innit. There were like 30,000 of them.
Because of this hate, Tommy did a live stream where he asked his audience to educate him about certain world topics. He did this because he wanted to show understanding and respect about the situation. But of course, the stans on Twitter didn't see it that way.
The chat was constantly calling him homophobic, questioning why he wasn't more politically active, as if that's his responsibility to be a political activist.
It became so bad that Tommy revealed that he was seeking therapy for the bullying he received online, but the comments just kept on coming. I don't care if you're feeling overwhelmed. You are privileged and face no type of oppression, but still continue to victimize yourself instead of holding yourself accountable and apologizing. Tommy Innit was driven off the platform by these crazy kids, and the unfortunate part was that Tommy was just 17 at the time. Since then, Tommy's making content again. And
what's the difference between... Okay, I know what you guys are going to say because I said this earlier, like 10 hours ago. But what's the difference between the brother being like 18 now and him being 17? All of a sudden, like, he's grown and he can take shit now. But when he was 17, he couldn't take anything. Like, niggas could say something to him, he start crying because he was 17. But now he's 18. Like if someone says something to him, he gonna man the fuck up. He's still the same pussy ass nigga. You know he's the same pussy. That hasn't changed in years. Like, what the fuck niggas talking about? Oh, he was 17. Like, what? I don't know, bro. That should be pissing me the fuck off when they be saying shit.
Return to Twitter. But unlike Tommy, there are other Twitter users that actually do horrible things. Strawberry Milk, The art community on Twitter is actually one of the nicer sides of the platform. Artists come together and showcase their work for feedback, advice, and just enjoy each other's masterpieces. But even in the nicest parts of Twitter, there are bad people. In mid-2020, a Twitter user by the name of Strawberry Milk started to get a lot of attention, and it wasn't positive. Strawberry drew incredibly inappropriate content, but the catch? It included children. You heard me right. She featured kids and sold it to the public for a profit. A literal distribution of images. Her excuse? She calls it trauma art. Trauma art is a form of therapeutic treatment when other forms of therapy aren't enough. It's heavily monitored by a licensed therapist and is an extremely private and personal thing and not something you sell online. Strawberry also published a webcomic that's supposedly based on the trauma she went through, but there's still no excuse for the contents within it. It's sickening. But Strawberry had even more secrets she was hiding. Not only were some of Strawberry's tweets questionable, but some of the accounts that Strawberry supported were even worse. She frequently liked suspicious, disgusting tweets and followed questionable accounts. People defended her vile actions and also labeled her content as trauma art. The YouTuber Miss ZZ made a personal statement about this situation.
In that case, hello, I'm a child abuse survivor. Her art is f***ing gross, and labeling clear art as trauma art is disgusting.
When researching for this video, I couldn't find any trace of Strawberry's account on Twitter. Not only was her account banned, but a user took her username to create a hate page dedicated to Strawberry. Hopefully this marks the end to Strawberry's insanity, but there are still thousands like her on Twitter. Megalinx. There's an infinite amount of hashtags all over Twitter. There's one for anything and everything, for better or worse. But there's one hashtag that's been used for awful purposes that Twitter still hasn't acted against. Megalinx. Mega is a popular cloud storage service. What it does is allow you to store your files and completely encrypts them, meaning that not even Mega can see what you store on there. And despite the platform's good intentions, it's being used by terrible people. People are storing disgusting images and videos on Mega, and once it's stored, they start to trade them on Twitter. They create burner Twitter accounts, which are fake accounts, and use the hashtag Megalinx as a way of finding other traders on the platform.
So they create these accounts to distribute this disgusting garbage, and they get banned and nothing happens from it because it's literally just a dummy account.
Some of these accounts even specify what they want. Just look at some of the related searches that Twitter recommends connected to Megalinx. It's horrible. What's worse is that this video was done in 2020, but it's still happening today. While writing the script for this video, we were able to find a post that was tweeted just 15 minutes earlier. This is still a huge problem on Twitter. These people don't even hide what they're after. And even if Twitter bans their accounts, they'll just make new ones and these twisted trades will carry on. And I just hope Twitter does something soon. Zoo. In our Discord video, we scratched the surface of Zoo when we talked about Hypnotist Sappho, a notorious member of this community. But this problem is so much bigger than you can imagine because Twitter is full of zoos. A zoo is a person who believes they're attracted to animals rather than humans. They endorse actions with animals and genuinely believe that what they're doing is okay. And it started on Twitter. In 2020, the hashtag ZooPride began to appear across Twitter. What followed was a slew of disgusting tweets from zoos defending their actions in an attempt to normalize it. They even created a flag for themselves in an attempt to mimic the LGBT community. Their delusions went as far as believing that animals had the ability to consent. I don't need to tell you how horrible that is, so I'll tell you a story instead. Kiro the Wolf is a content creator on YouTube. For a while, Kiro was a respected figure of the furry community and was an inspiration for many. But then everything changed. It was revealed that Kiro was part of a sadistic zoo.
I can't turn my mic's maxed. I can't turn my mic. I'm gonna just put it right next to my mouth so you guys can hear me. Yeah, there you go. Is this good? Yeah, you can hear me now.
Chat room that shared pictures, videos, and advice on how to end the lives of animals. Some of these videos are so bad that I can't even begin to describe them. This is the kind of behavior the zoos on Twitter are trying to defend, and we can't let them get away with it. The troll movement. Preds are all over the internet, and there's no avoiding that fact. They'll continue to fulfill their selfish desires no matter how hard we fight back. But what happens when they stop hiding? That's right, zoos aren't the only disgusting community on Twitter. There's one that's even worse. It's full of preds that call themselves MAPS, which stands for attracted person. These advocates, much like the zoo.
I'm not watching this part. I'm sorry. I can't watch this part. What the fuck? Maps is crazy. I don't think I was on Twitter when Maps was happening.
Took to Twitter in 2020 in an attempt to normalize their fantasies. They sank so low as to pretend that a deceased content creator supported their beliefs.
Etika from Etika World Network supports map rights, literally using someone that passed away.
Thankfully, people fought back and made it clear that these people are not welcome on Twitter. It caused an outrage across social media. Countless YouTube videos were made about it, but one video in particular found its origins. In July of 2020, the YouTube channel Some Ordinary Gamers posted a video about the map situation. In the video, Mudahar discovered a post on 4chan made in 2016 that could have been the origins of this movement.
We're creating a new gender to troll SJWs with. Clover gender, a child trapped in a man's body who is attracted to other children.
This shows that the movement itself is fake. These beliefs were created on 4chan to troll people.
There is no movement. There is none of this, okay? You literally started off on a trolling attempt from 4chan.
Thankfully, Twitter took a stand against this and updated their terms of service. They stated that they have zero tolerance for this kind of behavior. It sounds promising, but the accounts are still out there. The hashtag is still active on Twitter to this day, and while most of the tweets are people making fun of and fighting against maps, these monsters are still roaming Twitter. I sued Twitter. The story is heartbreaking. Supposedly, a young teen found themselves in a long-distance relationship.
Yo, look how sad Habibi is. Look how much of a pussy Habibi is being right now, nigga. Yo, that nigga Rilo. See, look. See? You got gifted, and I say thank you, you stupid bitch. Rilo, you shouldn't have gifted this nigga. Being a bitch. This nigga's being a baby. Rilo, this nigga's being a fucking baby. You shouldn't have gifted this nigga. He's being a fucking baby. But anyway, Rilo, thank you for the fucking gift. Did you goat? You don't care? Should have goat. 0. Thank you for the prime.
With another teen. They had been dating for months before the boy sent an inappropriate video of himself, and that's when the mask came off. This boy had actually been talking to a trafficker the entire time. They blackmailed him into sending more pictures, and if he didn't comply, that video would be sent to his friends and family. He was terrified, so he complied.
Can't lie, if this ever happens to me, I'm letting them send it. Show them my dick. Show them what I'll be doing. I don't give a fucking monkeys. I'm sorry, I'm not letting no bitch ass nigga over the internet take my shit and blackmail me. Nigga, I'ma still be making videos. I don't give a fuck.
He eventually blocked the trafficker and the terror stopped for
What am I
some
supposed to
time.
do? What am I supposed to do? You just have to, you have to charge it. You just have to take the L. That's it. Move on with your day.
Till 2019, the videos of the boy had surfaced on Twitter. According to the New York Post, the videos were reported to Twitter at least 3 times, and each time Twitter did nothing.
Allegedly, Twitter sent them this response. We reviewed the content, didn't find a violation in our policies.
Twitter looked over the videos and saw no problem with them. The video supposedly had 167,000 views and 2,200 retweets. How could Twitter let this happen? The boy and his parents took legal action against Twitter, even involving the FBI, who demanded that Twitter remove the videos from the platform. Only then did Twitter comply. Twitter initially declined to comment, but eventually decided to say this. Our teams work to stay ahead, to ensure we're doing everything we can to remove content and protect children from harm. And I hope they truly mean it. Twitter's darkest side. We covered some of the worst corners of Twitter in this video. And with these topics, there's been one thing that's consistent. They almost always involve adults. But what happens when it's only teens involved? When researching for this video, we discovered probably the worst community on Twitter. We found Twitter's darkest side. In September of 2020, a YouTuber by the name of Brittany Venti posted a video. In the video, she discovered the hashtag NSFWTWT. Of course, you'll find inappropriate content. But that's when Brittany made a stunning discovery. Many of the users using the hashtag were under adult age. These kids post risky pictures and reveal personal information about themselves. What's worse is that they're searching for other kids to trade pictures of themselves with. It's pretty much a racket. I don't need to tell you just how dangerous something like this is. How prides could easily disguise themselves and get pictures of these children. And kids being kids, they just don't listen.
But they will respond by lashing out on you or being in denial that there's predators out there.
These kids have been brainwashed into believing what they're doing is okay. The bottom line is, it's heartbreaking. These kids are confused and trying to find themselves. But Twitter is not a place for it, because Twitter isn't a playground. It's a film set. Everything you do is being watched by an unimaginable amount of people. And it's not only being recorded, but it will be there forever. On Twitter, you have 280 characters to make a point. So make sure you choose your words carefully. Visual venture.
Wait, make sure you choose your words carefully. Well, that nigga Kira definitely chose his words carefully on the fucking incident date. Imagine if men had to breastfeed babies using that. What a funny man.